Seniors, 6 healthy snacks that secretly spike inflammation. Many snacks marketed as healthy can quietly work against the body after 50. Behind the labels that promise light, natural, or energy-boosting often hide sugars, refined oils, and additives that fuel inflammation. Inflammation is not always visible, but it is one of the leading drivers of arthritis pain, heart disease, and memory decline in seniors. What feels like a harmless treat can, over time, keep joints swollen, raise blood sugar, and drain energy. Knowing which so-called healthy snacks secretly spark inflammation is an essential step to protecting strength, independence, and comfort in later life. Subscribe now if you want clear, trustworthy guidance on living healthier after 50. Each week, you'll learn how simple changes in food and habits can reduce pain, protect the heart, and strengthen the body. Share your experiences in the comments so others can also make safer choices. Flavored yogurt is one of the most misleading snacks marketed as healthy. It is sold as a source of protein, calcium, and probiotics, all of which sound supportive for seniors. Many packages carry labels such as low-fat, light, or digestive health, giving the impression that it is a smart choice. Yet when doctors and nutritionists analyze flavored yogurt closely, the truth becomes clear: most brands are loaded with added sugar. Instead of protecting the body, flavored yogurt often becomes a hidden driver of inflammation, which is especially harmful after 50. The problem lies in the way flavored yogurts are made. While plain yogurt begins with milk fermented by beneficial bacteria, flavored varieties often add fruit syrups, cane sugar, or artificial sweeteners to improve taste. A single small cup can contain as much sugar as a dessert. This sugar content is rarely obvious because it is blended with fruit flavors, giving the illusion of natural sweetness. Seniors who eat yogurt daily for digestive health may unknowingly consume levels of sugar that strain their blood sugar control. Excess sugar triggers inflammation throughout the body. It raises insulin levels, feeds inflammatory pathways, and contributes to the formation of harmful molecules known as advanced glycation end products. These compounds damage joints, blood vessels, and nerves. Seniors already living with arthritis often notice that pain and stiffness flare when sugar intake is high. Even if the sugar comes from something marketed as healthy, like fruit-flavored yogurt, the effect on inflammation is the same as candy or soda. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism found that diets high in added sugar increased markers of systemic inflammation in older adults. These markers included higher C-reactive protein levels, a blood test often used to measure hidden inflammation. Participants with the highest sugar intake also reported more joint pain and fatigue. The researchers concluded that even small, daily amounts of added sugar could worsen inflammation over time, particularly in seniors with pre-existing health conditions. Flavored yogurts also create problems for weight management. After 50, metabolism slows, and maintaining a healthy weight becomes more difficult. The sugar in yogurt provides quick energy, but when not burned immediately, it is stored as fat, often around the abdomen. Belly fat itself produces inflammatory chemicals, creating a cycle where sugar promotes both weight gain and inflammation. Seniors who believe they are making a smart snack choice may, in fact, be fueling the very conditions they hope to prevent. Another concern is that flavored yogurts marketed as low-fat or light often contain even more sugar than regular varieties. When fat is removed, flavor is lost, so manufacturers replace it with sweeteners. Some include artificial sugars or sugar alcohols, which can cause digestive discomfort such as bloating or diarrhea. Seniors with sensitive digestion may find that these products upset the stomach rather than soothe it. Doctors often recommend plain, unsweetened yogurt instead. Plain yogurt retains protein, calcium, and probiotics without hidden sugars. When paired with fresh fruit, such as berries, it provides natural sweetness along with antioxidants that fight inflammation rather than cause it. Adding a sprinkle of cinnamon or nuts can improve flavor and provide extra nutrients that support joint and heart health. The key lesson with flavored yogurts is caution. While yogurt itself can be a valuable part of a senior's diet, the flavored versions sold in most stores act more like desserts in disguise. They undermine blood sugar balance, increase inflammation, and place unnecessary strain on joints and blood vessels. reading labels carefully is essential. If the sugar content is high, the product is not supporting health, no matter what the packaging claims. For seniors striving to reduce inflammation, switching from flavored yogurts to plain varieties is a small but powerful step. It eliminates hidden sugar, lowers daily inflammation triggers, and helps the body receive the real benefits of probiotics and calcium. Over time, this simple change supports steadier energy, healthier joints, and stronger bones. Flavored yogurts may be convenient, but the hidden costs are too high. Choosing plain yogurt with natural additions is the safer and truly healthier choice. Granola bars and so-called energy bars are another category of snacks that appear wholesome but often work against senior health. Their packaging shows oats, nuts, and seeds, sometimes with phrases like natural energy, fiber-rich, or heart-healthy. These words create the impression of a balanced, nutritious snack. Yet when nutritionists analyze the ingredient lists, most of these bars reveal themselves as sugar-heavy, oil-laden products that can quietly fuel inflammation. The main issue is sugar. Many granola bars contain refined sugar, corn syrup, or brown rice syrup as one of their first ingredients. While the oats or nuts they include may sound healthy, the added sweeteners turn the snack into a disguised candy bar. A single bar can contain as much sugar as a handful of cookies. For seniors, excess sugar spikes blood glucose, forces the pancreas to work harder, and sets off inflammatory pathways. Over time, this inflammation damages joints, blood vessels, and even brain function. Another hidden problem is the use of refined seed oils. Soybean oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil are cheap ingredients often added to bind granola or energy bars. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While the body needs some omega-6, too much relative to omega-3 promotes inflammation. Modern diets already tilt heavily toward omega-6, and eating processed bars only adds to this imbalance. For seniors, who may already live with arthritis, cardiovascular disease, or diabetes, this additional source of inflammation can worsen symptoms and raise long-term risks. Artificial additives further reduce the health value of these snacks. Many energy bars contain preservatives, artificial flavors, or protein isolates that provide bulk but not true nourishment. Seniors with sensitive digestion may find these ingredients lead to bloating, gas, or stomach upset. Over time, processed additives disrupt the balance of gut bacteria, and a disrupted microbiome is strongly linked to increased systemic inflammation. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition examined the impact of processed snack bars compared to whole foods. Participants who consumed bars high in sugar and refined oils showed elevated markers of inflammation within just 2 weeks, including higher C-reactive protein levels. In contrast, those who consumed snacks of whole nuts and fruit showed stable or reduced inflammation. This evidence confirms what doctors have long observed: foods close to their natural state support health, while processed imitations increase hidden risks. Seniors often choose granola or energy bars for convenience. They are portable, shelf-stable, and require no preparation. For those with limited energy or mobility, this convenience is appealing. But the hidden cost is the gradual increase in inflammation and metabolic strain. These bars may provide quick energy, but it is short-lived, followed by crashes in blood sugar that leave the body more tired than before. This cycle undermines steady vitality, which is essential for maintaining independence after 50. A healthier option is simple: replace bars with a small handful of raw or lightly roasted nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds provide magnesium, protein, and healthy fats that reduce inflammation. Pairing nuts with a piece of fresh fruit offers lasting energy without the sugar spikes. Another alternative is to make homemade snack mixes with oats, nuts, and unsweetened dried fruit, controlling the amount of sugar and oil added. The takeaway is that granola and energy bars should be treated cautiously. Despite their marketing, they are closer to processed desserts than health foods. For seniors, who need to manage inflammation carefully, avoiding these bars or replacing them with whole food snacks is a powerful choice. Choosing nuts, seeds, and fruit in their natural state provides the convenience of portable nutrition without fueling the inflammation that slowly erodes joint health, heart strength, and overall well-being. Veggie chips are often marketed as a healthier alternative to potato chips. Their colorful packaging shows beets, carrots, spinach, or kale, giving the impression that they are simply dried vegetables. Many seniors choose them thinking they are boosting vegetable intake while avoiding unhealthy snacks. But doctors and nutritionists caution that most veggie chips are not much better than standard potato chips. The way they are processed often strips away nutrients and adds ingredients that fuel inflammation instead of reducing it. The first problem is oil. Most veggie chips are fried or baked with refined vegetable oils such as canola, soybean, or sunflower oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 is necessary in small amounts, modern diets already contain far more than the body needs. Too much omega-6 shifts the body into an inflammatory state, especially when omega-3 intake from foods like fish or flax is low. For seniors, whose joints may already be inflamed from arthritis or chronic conditions, adding more omega-6 from veggie chips only worsens stiffness, swelling, and discomfort. Salt is another concern. To improve flavor, veggie chips often contain high amounts of sodium. Seniors who consume them regularly may unknowingly raise their salt intake far above recommended levels. Excess sodium causes the body to retain water, which increases blood pressure and puts extra strain on the heart. For those already living with hypertension, heart disease, or kidney issues, this is particularly dangerous. Swelling in the hands, ankles, or legs is one common side effect that can appear after eating salty snacks like veggie chips. The third issue is that veggie chips often lose their nutritional value during processing. While whole vegetables provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight inflammation, the high heat used to fry or bake chips destroys many of these compounds. What remains is mostly starch and oil, giving the illusion of vegetables without the benefits. Seniors who rely on veggie chips as a vegetable source may not only fuel inflammation but also miss out on the nutrients their bodies truly need. Sugar and flavor additives can also be hidden in some brands. Sweet potato chips, for example, may be coated with added sugars or syrups to enhance taste. Artificial flavors and preservatives are often added to prolong shelf life. These ingredients may further disrupt the gut microbiome, and when gut bacteria are imbalanced, inflammation increases throughout the body. Seniors with sensitive digestion may notice bloating, gas, or discomfort after eating processed chips, which is a sign of irritation in the gut. A study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics compared whole vegetables to processed veggie snacks. The researchers found that whole vegetables reduced inflammation markers, while processed chips had the opposite effect. Participants who ate veggie chips showed higher levels of oxidative stress, a condition where harmful molecules damage cells and tissues. This stress is closely linked to aging, arthritis, and heart disease, making veggie chips a poor choice for seniors trying to protect their health. The healthier alternative is simple: replace veggie chips with fresh vegetables. Carrot sticks, cucumber slices, celery, or bell peppers provide the crunch without the added oils and salt. If convenience is important, air-dried or freeze-dried vegetable snacks are better options, since they retain more nutrients and require less processing. Pairing fresh vegetables with hummus or a small portion of nuts makes a filling, anti-inflammatory snack that supports rather than harms senior health. The key message is that veggie chips, while marketed as healthy, are processed foods that often contribute to inflammation. Seniors benefit far more from eating vegetables in their natural state, where nutrients are intact and the risks of excess oils and salt are avoided. Choosing real vegetables instead of their chip versions protects joints, lowers blood pressure, and keeps inflammation under control. Dried fruit mixes are often seen as a smart, natural snack. The words of all natural, fiber-rich, and no cholesterols make them appear harmless, and for seniors, they seem like a convenient way to get the benefits of fruit without spoilage or preparation. But despite their wholesome image, dried fruit mixes can quietly spike inflammation, raise blood sugar, and put unnecessary strain on the body after 50. The main issue is sugar concentration. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, leaving the natural sugars highly concentrated. A handful of raisins, apricots, or dates may seem small, but it contains the sugar equivalent of several pieces of fresh fruit. This concentrated sugar, known as fructose, rapidly raises blood sugar levels. For seniors, whose insulin sensitivity naturally decreases with age, these spikes fuel inflammation and place extra stress on the pancreas. Over time, this increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and cardiovascular disease. Adding to this problem, many commercial dried fruit mixes are coated with extra sugar or syrup to improve flavor and shelf life. Labels may list this as cane sugar, fruit juice concentrate, or glucose syrup, but the effect is the same. Each added layer of sugar compounds the inflammatory response. A snack marketed as healthy can therefore deliver as much sugar as candy. Doctors warn that this excess sugar feeds inflammatory pathways that worsen joint pain, stiffness, and fatigue in seniors already dealing with arthritis or metabolic syndrome. Another concern is sulfites, which are preservatives often added to dried fruit to keep their bright color and prolong storage. While generally safe in small amounts, sulfites can trigger sensitivity in some people, leading to headaches, breathing difficulties, or digestive upset. Seniors with asthma or allergies are particularly vulnerable to these reactions. Even without an allergy, the presence of sulfites represents another chemical burden that the body must process, which can add to overall inflammation and oxidative stress. Fiber is often advertised as a benefit of dried fruit, but the processing reduces its effectiveness. Much of the soluble fiber that supports digestion is lost, and what remains may be less effective at slowing sugar absorption. This means that the sugar in dried fruit enters the bloodstream quickly, producing the same spikes seen with sweets or desserts. Seniors expecting a gentle digestive aid may instead find themselves dealing with bloating, gas, or fluctuating energy levels. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that frequent consumption of dried fruit, especially when sweetened, was linked to higher levels of inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein. The study emphasized that while fresh fruit consistently reduced inflammation, dried fruit had a mixed or negative effect, particularly when consumed in large amounts or as commercial mixes with additives. Weight management is another hidden challenge. Because dried fruit is dense and easy to overeat, it can add hundreds of calories in just a few handfuls. Seniors with slower metabolisms are less able to burn off this excess, and the resulting weight gain adds to joint stress and systemic inflammation. This combination of sugar spikes and calorie overload makes dried fruit a deceptively risky snack for those aiming to stay mobile and pain-free. A healthier alternative is fresh fruit. Whole apples, berries, oranges, and pears provide natural sweetness balanced with water and fiber, which slow down sugar absorption and reduce inflammatory effects. If dried fruit is used, it should be unsweetened and eaten sparingly, ideally paired with nuts or seeds to help stabilize blood sugar. Reading labels carefully is essential, since many commercial mixes include candy pieces, yogurt coatings, or salted nuts, further tipping the balance toward inflammation. The important takeaway is that dried fruit mixes are not the same as fresh fruit. Their sugar concentration, added sweeteners, preservatives, and calorie density all work against senior health when eaten freely. Choosing fresh fruit or small amounts of unsweetened dried fruit with protein-rich foods offers the benefits of fruit without the hidden dangers. For seniors focused on reducing inflammation, it is far safer to step away from processed dried fruit mixes and move back toward whole, fresh produce that truly supports vitality and longevity. Smoothies from cafes and juice bars are often advertised as nutrient-packed power drinks. With names like Green Energy, Immune Booster, or Super Fruit Blend, they seem like the perfect choice for seniors who want something quick, refreshing, and healthy. Yet behind the marketing, many store-bought smoothies contain hidden ingredients that can quietly fuel inflammation and strain the body after 50. The biggest problem is sugar content. While smoothies may contain fruit, they often rely heavily on fruit juice or sweetened yogurt as a base. These ingredients remove the fiber that naturally slows sugar absorption, leaving behind concentrated liquid sugar. A large cafe smoothie can contain 50 to 70 grams of sugar, equal to or more than a can of soda. For seniors, this creates a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by an equally sharp drop. These fluctuations fuel inflammation, increase fatigue, and raise the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Added syrups and sweeteners make the situation worse. Many smoothies include honey, agave, flavored syrups, or boosters that sound healthy but are essentially more sugar. Each addition compounds the inflammatory effect. Doctors caution that even natural sweeteners can be harmful when consumed in large amounts, especially in liquid form where the body absorbs them quickly. Seniors trying to manage arthritis, high blood pressure, or metabolic syndrome may find their symptoms worsening when cafe smoothies become a daily habit. Another hidden issue is portion size. Smoothies are often sold in large cups, sometimes 16 to 24 ounces or more. Because they are liquids, they pass through the stomach quickly and do not create the same sense of fullness as solid food. This makes it easy to consume hundreds of calories in minutes without realizing it. Seniors with slower metabolisms are particularly vulnerable to this excess, which contributes to weight gain. Extra weight increases inflammation by stressing joints and releasing inflammatory compounds from fat tissue, especially around the abdomen. Store-bought smoothies also frequently use low-quality protein powders or processed additives. Many powders contain artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and emulsifiers that can disrupt gut health. A disrupted gut microbiome is strongly linked to higher inflammation throughout the body. Seniors with sensitive digestion may notice bloating, gas, or stomach upset after drinking these smoothies, not realizing that additives are the cause. A study published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics highlighted how commercial smoothies, despite their health claims, often provide excessive sugar and calories with minimal nutritional benefit. Researchers found that smoothies made outside the home rarely had the balance of protein, fiber, and healthy fats needed to stabilize blood sugar. Instead, they functioned more like liquid desserts than nourishing meals. The good news is that smoothies can be healthy when prepared at home with the right ingredients. A balanced smoothie includes leafy greens like spinach or kale, a small portion of low-sugar fruit such as berries, a source of healthy fat like avocado or flaxseed, and protein from plain yogurt or a clean protein powder. This combination slows digestion, reduces sugar spikes, and provides nutrients that actively fight inflammation. Seniors who prepare smoothies this way at home can enjoy convenience without the hidden dangers. For those who still want to buy smoothies outside, moderation and vigilance are key. Asking for unsweetened bases, smaller portions, and skipping syrups or boosters can reduce sugar load. However, even with modifications, most cafe smoothies remain higher in sugar than is safe for daily consumption. Seniors benefit most from treating them as an occasional treat, not a regular health habit. The takeaway is clear: smoothies from cafes often do the opposite of what they promise. Instead of fueling health, they spike blood sugar, encourage inflammation, and contribute to weight gain. For seniors striving to reduce joint pain, protect the heart, and maintain energy, replacing store-bought smoothies with simple homemade versions is a safer, smarter choice. Whole wheat crackers are often promoted as a healthy snack. The words whole grain on the label create the impression of fiber, steady energy, and heart protection. For seniors, who are often advised to eat more fiber, these crackers appear to be a safe and sensible choice. Yet a closer look reveals that many of these products are far from the wholesome food they seem to be. In reality, most so-called whole wheat crackers are made primarily with refined flour, added oils, and salt. These ingredients combine to trigger inflammation, disrupt blood sugar balance, and undermine the very health they claim to support. The first issue is refinement. Many crackers labeled as whole wheat contain only a small percentage of whole grain flour, with the majority being refined white flour. Refining removes the bran and germ from the grain, stripping away fiber and nutrients. What remains is a starch that behaves like sugar in the body. When eaten, refined carbohydrates quickly convert into glucose, spiking blood sugar. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to these spikes, as insulin sensitivity naturally declines with age. Repeated spikes fuel chronic inflammation, place stress on the pancreas, and increase the risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Added oils make the problem worse. Most commercial crackers contain soybean, sunflower, or canola oil, which are inexpensive but high in omega-6 fatty acids. As nutrition research shows, excess omega-6 promotes inflammation when not balanced with omega-3. For seniors who may already struggle with arthritis, heart disease, or other inflammatory conditions, these oils only intensify pain and swelling. Eating crackers daily can quietly increase the inflammatory burden without providing much nutritional value in return. Salt is another hidden danger. Crackers are often heavily seasoned with sodium to improve flavor. Seniors who eat them regularly may unknowingly exceed recommended sodium intake, leading to water retention, higher blood pressure, and additional strain on the kidneys and heart. Doctors frequently remind older adults that sodium is one of the simplest yet most overlooked contributors to cardiovascular stress. While a single serving of crackers may not seem harmful, the effect builds quickly when eaten day after day. Some brands add sugars or sweeteners to enhance taste. Combined with refined flour, these sugars contribute further to inflammation and weight gain. Seniors may notice increased stiffness, joint discomfort, or digestive upset without realizing that their so-called healthy cracker is acting more like processed junk food. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that diets high in refined grains were strongly associated with higher levels of inflammatory markers in older adults. In contrast, true whole grains, such as oats, quinoa, or brown rice, were linked with reduced inflammation. This evidence shows that the label whole wheat does not guarantee anti-inflammatory benefits. The quality and processing of the grain matter most. Safer alternatives do exist. Seniors who enjoy crackers for convenience or texture can look for brands made from 100% whole grain, with minimal added oils and low sodium. Better still, whole grain oat cakes or seed-based crackers provide real fiber, protein, and healthy fats that reduce rather than fuel inflammation. Pairing these with hummus, guacamole, or a small portion of cheese creates a balanced snack that supports both energy and bone strength. The lesson from whole wheat crackers is that labels can be misleading. Foods marketed as healthy may, in reality, drive inflammation through refined flour, seed oils, and sodium. Seniors seeking steady energy and reduced joint pain benefit far more from true whole grains, fresh vegetables, nuts, and seeds than from processed cracker boxes. When it comes to snacks, the safest path is to move closer to whole, unprocessed foods. Flavored yogurts, granola bars, veggie chips, dried fruit mixes, cafe smoothies, and whole wheat crackers all seem healthy but secretly fuel inflammation. By recognizing these traps and choosing simpler alternatives, seniors can lower inflammation, protect their joints, and safeguard long-term vitality. Small, mindful changes in snacking choices can bring lasting comfort and strength, making every step in later life steadier and healthier.